Hello, everyone. Thanks for coming back for part two. I have more today with 2008 Superintendent at Torrey Pines, Mark Woodward, and the current superintendent at Torrey Pines, Rich McIntosh. Guys, I'll let you get back to it. Looking forward to hearing more, and I'll go ahead and put myself on mute.
Thanks, Seth.
Thank you.
I'm curious about some of the things we did there when I was there. Are you using the tees on 13 back there this year, or do you know yet?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And we use those for the farmers every year now.
I saw that.
That was, and the renovation we did in 19, mainly for infrastructure and upgrading bunkers and bunker liner and new irrigation system, just modernizing the golf course for the next 20 or so years, allowed Reese to come back in and make some tweaks. So we actually put another tee behind the pro tees on 15.
Oh, wow.
So,
okay.
And they're everyone is what 517 yard par 4 now, or the potential for it. And the same thing, we would probably might not use that, might use it, or definitely won't use it. And it's like, well, that's fine, but we might not do another project here for another 20 years. And if the ball and the technology and these guys continue to get longer, it's back there, just like the tees on 13. It's from my understanding, it was the kind of the same conversation. And where we're at today, there is no issue about not being able to make it to the fairway. They're bombing it long ways down and still having another club in, or one club in.
There was a couple players back then. I think Corey Pavin may have been one of them. He on 13, he had to hit it way right so he could get across the canyon.
Yeah.
But Tiger guys were blowing it out over the way out there and everything. But what about it? I'm curious about number 14, par 4. They played it as a drivable par 4 back then under Mike Davis's setup. I don't know who's setting up now, but the 14 that's right up on the canyon right there.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think that's been taken out of the conversation.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things I talked him into when I was there that was important to me is all the approaches, especially on the Lake on 18, the par 5 13th, the tongue approach. I wanted those all to be shaved down. So if they didn't hit a good shot, the ball ended up at the bottom of the hill on 13 or in the lake on 18. So I don't know where they stand there. There was discussion about keeping it high so the ball wouldn't roll in, so where's those?
Yeah, 13 we brought back in. That was just a small approach up by the green for that reason, or the collection of balls done on that left edge of the fairway, and issue of grass coverage. So when in 19 we brought that back in, we regrassed approaches and tournament tees. So we brought that approach all the way back down to the fairway, reshaped that fairway a little bit so they don't collect over on that left side. And then around 18, that fairway ties into the pond, and the approach height actually goes all the way around the pond into both left and right green side bunkers. So it's shaving down at approach height all the way around the pond.
Cool. Devlin's Billabong, right?
Yep.
Is that what they call it? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So tell me about the turf types. You have I'm sure you have a variety, like you said, but primarily on the greens, you're still Poa annua, or are you bent grass now?
Oh, Poa annua on the south. During the redo of the north in 16, they did go to bent grass greens. And I mean, this is the perfect climate for growing Poa. So it is
temporary bent grass greens.
Yeah. So we're still fighting it. I haven't given up yet, and I'll fight it till the last day I'm here, just because I'm stubborn. But we're working on it. I think we're going to take advantage of the north course being closed down to try and make up some ground on it and hit it pretty hard. But I was hoping we'd have a product out here that's labeled around the country, just not out here yet. But I don't think we'll see that. But we regrassed tees and approaches, kept them Bermuda just for consistency and firmness.
Good.
I went with latitude 36.
Oh yeah.
Just to a little bit more tolerance to cool weather, and I think we've seen great benefits. It's up and growing right now.
Yeah.
you know, it's an easier transition than the old 419 was.
Yeah.
It's been a really good grass for us. And then still, you know, pure Kikuyu fairways and you know, Kikuyu rough. So
Are you going to oversee the fairways at all with a touch of rye or not worry about it?
no, we've that was my, you know, after greens, one of my little you know, projects and focuses was the fairways and getting you know, pure Kikuyu stand. And it's to the point now where, you know, we've dropped our overseed rates down to 400 pounds to the acre, just trying to reduce the effect to the base of the Kikuyu. And I mean, there's years we don't get a great catch in the fairways, but our Kikuyu has been so strong and dense that fairways are no longer a concern of mine. So
Cool.
I think a lot of that pretty aggressive top dressing program, which I've noticed even when we, you know, strip Kikuyu to let it come back, our
Right.
fairways areas are the first ones to come back. I just think that sand sitting in there allows them to warm up a little bit quicker.
Sure.
And we've transitioned already from the ryegrass to Kikuyu on the fairways. So
You're still top dressing fairways then?
yes.
Yeah, because I
Yep.
started that when I was there and they hadn't done that prior to that, I don't think. And I think we did it 2 or 3 times a year in summer for the 3.5 years I was there. And we transplanted, I don't know if you've heard the stories, but almost 1 million square feet of Kikuyu grass.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
yeah.
we bought it from 4 other golf courses around the area there. And we actually bought them 419 or whatever they wanted.
Mhm.
And then we would bring a Landscapes Unlimited in the big roll sod, would bring it over from the other golf course. And we harvested off of the north course for the south course. I mean, it was a big project trying to get that Kikuyu established. But our theory was on the greens and the fairways, let's get a mono stand, close to a mono stand as we can. So we can manage one variety of grass rather than 2 varieties on the greens, bent grass and poania, and 3 or 4 varieties on the fairways in some cases, because there's a little bit of mixture of everything there. So I'm glad they're keeping that theory intact though.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, you know, I think in between you and me, there was a bit of a, you know, want or, you know, to try and transition the South Greens back to bent grass. So there's still bent grass lingering around. When I got here, I was like, I mean, coastal California is, I mean, POA is fine. I mean, and, you know, some of the EC levels I saw on POA when I got here, it shouldn't have been alive. I mean, the POA out here has adapted to this environment, to this climate, to the salts. I mean, it's bulletproof, in my opinion. I think you give it the food and you keep it protected. It's, I think, one of the best grasses on the property, and, you know, really trying to get the transition to, you know, we're treating it as POA. We're not trying to maintain any bent anywhere, keep it as POA.
Well, not only that, POA, and as you know this, you can get it as firm as you want to get it, and you can also get the speeds that you want. And those 2 things are very critical to the USGA. They want firm, fast greens. I mean, that's I think it's still their mantra. I assume it is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So cool.